There are a lot of private equity pros in the NFL, but they're invested individually, and the NFL has limited the role that they can play as individuals in investing through funds. So I think they've structured it in a way so that it isn't unfair, or it isn't unfair for some of these NFL owners. I think they did a pretty good job.
But doesn't it, by bringing in a new group of investors, just automatically the demand, won't it increase the value of these teams? So those existing NFL owners are like, yeah, come on, right?
1,000%. I mean, there is an expectation that a couple of these deals will happen before the end of the year. I've had NFL executives and in their building, their HQ, and NFL team executives say they expect these deals to go fast and furious.
Because an NFL team is so expensive that there are only a handful of individuals or
only
families.
32 of them, and technically 31, really.
And if you think about who can actually afford to buy a new one, or to buy a team that goes up for sale, there's a small number of people because these are so expensive. So if now you're allowed to sell 10% to private equity, you're opening up the available pool of purchases to so many more people. Doesn't that just automatically increase the value?
For sure, but there's only 4 groups: Arctos, Ares, Sixth Street, and a consortium that consists of Dynasty, and Curtis Martin led this other group. It's Dynasty. It is, I'll have to pull up the names.
It's fine, he's off of
Dynasty, CVC, Blackstone, and Carlyle all together at the same time. And so those 4 will get the first right. And then eventually they may open it up to more firms, but they'll have to be pre-approved, and the NFL will do its due diligence there.
What's the due diligence? Like, it sounds like accredited investors. You know, you can.
Well,
you
first
can
of all,
invest.
you have to have the money. You have to have the money. If you don't have the money, there's no way. So it starts with the funds, and then I think it depends on how you're going to invest. One of the things that the NFL CFO was saying was that each of these funds have a different strategy for how they're investing in sports teams. And so that for a team perspective, what you're going to expect is a team may not want to do a deal with one fund. They may want to do something with somebody else. So they have enough capital for them to have a wide variety of choices.
How much say will private equity investors, though, have in the
Zero.
team? How do you know that? I mean, if you're anteing up, I mean, what are the limitations on how much a private equity firm can put in a team? Is there a limitation?
10%.
10%.
10%. So
10%
the reason that this is happening is because when Josh Harris raised money last year, he had, I would say, significant difficulty doing it. It was a $6 billion team, and he has to put up a lot of money by himself. I believe his ownership group is 20 plus. The cap for an ownership group is 25. That raised concerns. If you have private equity who can offer 10%, let's say an average NFL valuation by Sportico is $5.93 billion. That's $500 million right away. They have to hold the team for 6 years. So then you have a little bit more leeway.
Other leagues having done this, what have we learned?
Well, the NBA, MLS, all of the other leagues allow this. The NFL's rules are the strictest. They also have the highest valuations. The NBA's are the most expansive. The Arctos specifically is a pioneer in this private equity sports space. I expect them to be one of the first just because they've been the most active.
Hey, what was this meeting like? You were there. Take us into it. Did you actually get to go into the meeting?
Oh, of course not. Of course not. But a lot of the NFL owners meetings are watching the owners come in, saying, hi, hello, how you doing? Watching the NFL's employees come in, hi, hello, how you doing? And then they go, they'll walk past, they'll speak. And when it's meeting time, it's meeting time. You don't hear anything unless you have sources like the really, really good reporters. And then you sit and wait. You wait to hear what happens. You get to ask questions to Roger Goodell. Jerry Jones is always going to talk to you. He's a fun guy. But it's quite the interesting meeting because I'll say at the March and May League meetings, it's a lot more free-flowing. Owners bring their families. Coaches bring their families. They're more relaxed. They're happy to talk to you in the season. Absolutely not. It's competition time.